Okay, so tonight I am going to show you how to wrap a tail. Xander has been undergoing treatment for a wound he has on his chest from a mating or a dominance wound from his mate. So we've been constantly treating him daily for those injuries. Because he is injured, he has to stay alone in a cage, and unfortunately because of that, he has been depressed. And when gliders are alone for long lengths of time and become depressed, they tend to self-mutilate. So the other day we caught him trying to go after his tail, and he caused some scratches on the very tip of his tail. So we started treating that, and unfortunately, despite our treating it and keeping his tail wrapped and keeping the e-collar on, that end of the tail, that last like inch to inch and a half, seems to be dying off and becoming necrose. So we've already contacted our vet. So the vet is going to be working on an amputation for that portion of the tail, most likely, because I don't foresee any difference in opinion as to the appearance. So for now, we're just going to wrap it so that he can't get to it tonight before the vet can address it. So I've got some silver honey on some sterile gauze already. I've already sprayed his tail with some Vetricin Plus, and then I have some vet wrap here. All of these, well, the silver honey is not in the e-kit, but the sterile gauze, the Vetricin Plus, the vet wrap, these things you can find in our emergency medical kits for treating these kinds of things. So I'm going to take Xander out. He is not happy with me. I'm going to have my husband help me here because he does not want the vet wrap on again. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take him out of the pouch, and I'm going to kind of face him towards my husband here. My husband's just going to kind of gently cup him here so that he can't back out. So you can see the dark spot right here. This is not a natural color for gliders' tails at all. This is necrose, and just feeling it, you can feel that it's actually hard. So what I'm going to do is I've got the silver honey on there already, just to kind of help keep things a little bit more sterile. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that sterile gauze with that silver honey around the tip of his tail. And then it's really difficult to wrap the tail with gloves on, so I'm going to take the gloves off. I'm going to take this vet wrap, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently, kind of gently pull this a little bit just to add a little bit of tension. And I'm going to start to wrap it downward. This is tricky. It may take you a couple of times because it's got to be tight enough that it'll stay, but loose enough that you're not cutting off blood circulation to the tail. So I'm just having to kind of adjust and slowly kind of inch my way down the tail to add that friction, and gently pull with each wrap here. If it's too loose, they'll be able to pull right out of it, and you'll just find the shell of the vet wrap the next day. And then I'm wrapping a lot more than is necessary because I don't want him going at it, and I need there to be some extra friction. So I can gently tug at this and I can feel it's kind of staying. I've got a second piece as well because you can see I had to start a little bit of the gauze showing. So I'm just going to kind of do a second little wrap here. I've tucked that in so that he can't just pull at the sterile gauze and potentially pull the sterile gauze. Now with this, you don't have to pull as tight because you've already got the first part done. And I'm just going to go ahead and just gently squeeze it. And then I'll move the camera so you can see a little bit better here. But you can see, let's see if he'll let me here. You can see where it kind of ends on the tail. He's still got some tail showing here. He drags it around a little bit, and he's not a huge fan of it, but this will keep him from getting to that last little bit to open up a wound that he already has. So we will keep watch on him. We have a camera. You can go ahead and let him go. We have a camera that has eyes on him at all times, so we're going to keep an eye out make sure he is not going after that vet wrap. As long as he's not going after the vet wrap, then we will allow him to stay out of the e-collar. He has been in an e-collar for weeks, and the vet has suggested we take him out of the e-collar for lengths of time if we can, because that can oftentimes actually aggravate them and cause them to cause more damage, go after wounds, or create new wounds, just because they're so sick of being in the e-collar. So it's a delicate balance, and I'll show you. Let's take this off here. I'll show you the, let's flip this around here, maybe. I'll show you, you can kind of see where he's getting a little bit of damage from the e-collar. So you can see that bald spot right there. So we're trying to prevent that from becoming worse. So for now, we're just trying to keep him preoccupied. You can see it on this side a little bit too, especially when he looks up. So yeah, we're just trying to keep him preoccupied so that he doesn't cause any more damage than he already has, and we'll keep you posted on his progress.